Welcome to the Royal Ranchlands. As you can see behind me, that's the Vikesland villa. Quite beautiful and imposing. What we're going to do today is I'm going to take you on patrol with me of the Royal Ranchlands so you can have a look and see what the country looks like, how rugged it is and how beautiful it is, and what exactly we do to keep this place safe. So come on.
Now generally what I do is I get on the all-terrain vehicle, and what I do is I patrol all the existing groomed trails that zigzag throughout Vikesland, basically on the prairie and through dense bush. I also make my rounds to all the standing buildings that exist on the Royal Ranchlands to make sure they haven't been broken into or have been disturbed by bears or anything such as that. Basically, the rounds that I do, I find it quite fun. It's quite fun to ride the ATV. It allows me to go where I need to go, basically anywhere on the Royal Ranchlands, quite quickly and effectively.
Now what I'm doing here is what I like to call patrolling the borderlands between Vikesland and the National Park in Canada, Riding Mountain National Park in Canada. As you can see here, it's quite thick with bush, it's quite dense, and it leaves a lot of possible illegal activity to happen on both sides of the border. So what I do is I patrol it on this thing, make sure nothing's happening, fix whatever's happening, and hopefully everything is peaceful and good. As you can see here in the Royal Ranchlands, it's very wild and rugged country, and sometimes it can be quite the problem to actually patrol this place properly if the weather is bad, if we have a lot of water, a lot of rain, it's really muddy. And you can see why we have to do this patrol quite often, as it's very easy for people to engage in illegal activity and trespassing onto the Royal Ranchlands, and that's why we like to make a habit of doing daily patrols, myself or the Grand Duke, who actually lives here most of the time, so he does the majority of the patrolling here.
Now, as I said before, basically the terrain in the Royal Ranchlands it varies widely, like I said, from dense bush to prairie landscape and everything else in between. We have rivers and creeks that run through it, and as you can see right here, I'm basically traversing a ravine, which can be quite treacherous in the spring, but it's not just flat land, it's everything in between. It's basically, we are the foothills to the Riding Mountains.
It's very thick bush through here. Sometimes we have a very big problem, especially in the spring, getting through some of these small trails because of the overgrowth. Here's another problem I run into when I do patrols. A good wind can change a guy's day by throwing some trees in the way. This is going to take some work.
Now, since I didn't bring an axe with me, which normally we do for problems like this, I had to rely on basically my brute strength that God has given me. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to loosen up this tree from its base so that once I break the branches off of it, it should be no problem for us to take that ATV over top of it.
Now we should be able to clear this with the quad once I break these branches off. This is how we get our exercise here. Okay. Should be able to clear that. Hey, watch out, Caesar. Woohoo! We go from one extreme to the other. We come from dense bush right into wide open prairie with beautiful scenery. Now, as you can see, way in the distance there, we have quite a few horses here that range on the Royal Ranchlands. Now, part of the reason that we do this patrol is to make sure that trouble predators aren't going to be here bothering them. And if we find that there is trouble predators here, then we go get a firearm and we have to deal with the problem, unfortunately. But that's just the way it goes out here. But yeah, horses. Can't get any better than that. One of my favorite things about being here at the Royal Ranchlands in the heartland of Vikesland is all the natural fruit that grows here. Delicious. What I'm doing now is I'm going to go on foot patrol. I like doing foot patrol, one, because it's so beautiful here, and two, it's the best way to actually hear and possibly stumble upon things that shouldn't be happening here. Plus, I can look for telltale signs of bear. It's the middle of September here, so the bears are out in full force, getting ready for the winter, and they can become quite aggressive. Hence the reason I have to carry this firearm with me when I'm on foot. So why don't you come along? Heard something in the bush. Toby, the dog that's with us, has gone in and caught a scent and is rooting around in there. He might flush something out for us.
Now right here I'm whistling at our dog just to make sure that he doesn't engage whatever it is that's in the bush, and that he can come back to me safely, and I can deal with whatever it is in an appropriate manner. Toby just let me know that there definitely is something out there and that he might be on the trail of it, so I'm going to have to wait and see what exactly it is.
Our dogs are very important to the security of the Royal Ranchlands. They're on top of anything that's out of the ordinary generally. And they alert me to some dangers as well. Well, my suspicions have come to fruition. There is a bear in the area. Here's some fresh scat, probably no later than 4 hours old. Just by the way the dog's been acting, I think he could be nearby, but hopefully we don't run into him. I don't really want to have to use this, so but we'll just keep going. Keep our eyes peeled. This is partially the reason why there's so many bears in this area. It's just that the Royal Ranchlands are so rich with wild berries and fruits that it's like candy for kids when it comes to bears. So doesn't surprise me that there's a few around here. Another common predator here at the Royal Ranchlands is wolves. By the looks of this track, this is a young timber wolf. Generally timber wolf tracks, are adult males at least, are a lot bigger. By the looks of this one came through when the soil was a bit more wet. You can see where he went. And he probably veered off. There's a creek just ahead there. That's probably where he went. Makes me a little nervous because the horses are only about 400 yards away, and I hope this one was just passing through. I hope he doesn't plan on sticking around and trying to make a meal out of one of them. We'll just have to keep watch, I guess. I found some more tracks. These ones are, if you want to come closer and have a look here, they're old, but they're much bigger. This is an adult timber wolf. As you can, I don't know if you saw that, the dog walked by, the tracks are much bigger than the dog's foot, so it's quite obviously not his. It's possible that they were traveling together, the younger one and the older one, but who's to say? Sometimes males, they just wander rogue until they can find themselves a pack. Well, let's just hope I never see them. Well, that's an average day of patrolling for me whenever I like to go. And we didn't see much wildlife today, but there are other days where you can't get away from them. It's just luck of the draw, I guess. Fortunately today we had no incidents, and everything is quiet and peaceful, and I'm going to enjoy some more fruit because it's fantastic. After a long day at the Royal Ranchlands here, one of the favorite pastimes is to light up a big old fire and sit around and tell stories, roast some marshmallows, and enjoy the beautiful weather that we're having. I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the Royal Ranchlands. I hope to see you actually in person, possibly here someday. I'll give you a tour. Have yourselves a good night.